Hey Upper Room kids, it's Pastor Micah, and today I'm going to tell you about my top 10 favorite BGMC trading cards. That's right, today I'm telling you what my top 10 favorite BGMC trading cards are from the entire scope of cards they've released. Yes, that means this could be a card from Gen 1, Champions and Disasters, Rise of Revival, Silver and Gold, or any of the other bonus cards that have been released. These are my absolute favorite 10 cards that they've released. Okay, starting with number 10. This is from Rise of Revival. I believe it's the only one in Rise of Revival or Silver and Gold that I actually have in my top 10 because I'm such a fan of the original cards. And a lot of the original cards in Gen 1 and Champions and Disasters have such a sentimental meaning to me, and that's why they're in my top 10, and you'll see that. But the very first one I'm going to show you, my 10th favorite BGMC card is Buzzy the Buzzer. That's right, Buzzy the Buzzer from Gen 2, the holo version specifically. The reason I like Buzzy the Buzzer is as a kid, as a child, I did Bible quiz, and Buzzy the Buzzer represents Bible quiz, okay? And so Bible quiz is this organization through which kids your age in elementary school, even middle school and high school, can learn the Word of God. They can learn the answers to deep questions and sometimes basic, simple questions, and they compete. And so Buzzy the Buzzer actually represents a buzzer that you would click to get your answer in, okay? So for example, at a Bible quiz meet, there'd be these buzzer boxes, and I would press down on my buzzer if I knew the answer, and if my light lit up first, that meant that I got the chance to answer the question first. And so Buzzy the Buzzer has been a big deal in my life. It's how I learned most of what I know about the Bible today was through Bible quiz. And Buzzy the Buzzer is an awesome character to go along with that. Number 9, my number 9 favorite card is Ralph W. Harris. Now, this may seem like an interesting one to you, but the Ralph Harris card is especially important to me. Not only did I open it in my very first box of Champions and Disasters cards, but I am actually a personal recipient of the Ralph W. Harris Award in Kentucky. Now, what does that mean? Ralph Harris was the National Youth Director in 1944 when Speed the Light was founded. Speed the Light is the teenage version of BGMC. And Ralph Harris started Speed the Light, and so in Kentucky, we actually have what's called the Ralph Harris Award on an annual basis for people that have given or raised a lot of money for Speed the Light. Now, I received this once as a student for helping our youth ministry raise over $6,000 in a year, and then I received it again as an adult, as a youth pastor, and so I got the Student and Leader Ralph Harris Awards. They're both in my office, and so Ralph Harris is a pretty sick card. If you ask me, I really like it a lot. It's actually kind of rare, but I have a couple of these that I was able to latch onto and get a hold of, which are pretty awesome to me. My number 8 card, my number 8 favorite BGMC trading card comes from Gen 1, and that is the STL Mobile Rescue Units. It's a resource card. Now, I believe this is my only resource card in my top 10, and the reason that I have this in my top 10 is because I've actually gotten to see and be inside of an STL Mobile Rescue Unit. Several years ago, actually the same weekend, I got to see these cards revealed before they'd been revealed to the public. I was at a special Speed the Light gathering in Tennessee, and they actually brought, Free International were the speakers at the conference, and they actually brought a mobile rescue unit that we could go inside and look at and see what they did. These mobile rescue units go to save young boys and young girls your age, sometimes even older or younger, that are caught in trafficking. That means they're becoming slaves to other people, and they've been kidnapped or they've been taken from their families. And these mobile rescue units are some of the coolest vehicles on the face of the planet, and I've actually been in one, and I think that's so cool. So when this was released as a Gen 1 card, I thought it was so awesome. It looks like this one's probably going to have to be my 7th, and that is World Serve International Gen 1 specifically. I like it with this light color blue. There's several World Serve cards, but I really like it in this light blue with the white background. The reason I picked World Serve as my number 6 favorite card is because World Serve is an organization that means a lot to me because I've also gotten to see it firsthand. Just like I've seen the Speed the Light mobile rescue units for Free International, and just like I've seen Speed the Light Money at Work, I've gotten to see World Serve at work in Africa, literally in Africa. I've been to the World Serve compound and stayed there in Kenya, which I think is awesome. It was an awesome experience. We got to see how World Serve is providing clean water for people all around the world. This would be number 6. My number 6 favorite card, Speedy Delight Gen 1. Speedy Delight Gen 1 is one of my favorite cards because Speedy Delight is one of my favorite characters because Speed Delight is so important to me. And so I remember as a young boy, probably 7 or 8 years old, seeing a Speedy Delight puppet in kids' church. And I love the idea of a character that represents an organization that I love so much. Now we're getting into top 5 territory. I don't think that anything could ever top these as my top 5 favorite cards. My number 5 favorite card is Grandpa's Christmas Cabin. Now, this is a very, very rare card, okay? The reason I love this card so much, not only is because it's an awesome design. I love the Christmas cards. I love the cards that have the snow on them and all that other stuff. But the other thing I love about it is that this is the card that got me into BGMC Trading Cards. Now, I had heard about BGMC Trading Cards. Matter of fact, the first time I heard about BGMC Trading Cards was the same week that I entered a Speed Delight Mobile Rescue Unit and got to see it firsthand. I got to see pictures of all the Gen 1 cards before they were ever released to the public. But I kind of forgot about them. And I didn't go to kids camp that year that they were released in 2024, so I didn't actually get any cards. But I began to see some sales on BGMC's website and on My Healthy Church where you can order cards from, and I saw that this card was available to people who made orders on Black Friday in 2024. And I thought the card looked so cool and I was so interested in having it that I put in several orders so I could get more than one, and so that we could have some BGMC cards here at Living Word. And that is how all of this BGMC trading card stuff started here at Living Word. So that's a pretty special card if you ask me. My number 4 favorite card is Speed Delight. Speed Delight, this one was actually released. This is not Rise of Revival. This is a specialty card that was released in 2024, right after Gen Zero came out. And this was released at National Youth Conference. And only, I think, 500 exist. So this is one of the more rare cards that I have. I was not at National Youth Conference that year. Almost a year later, I was able to get my hands on one of these cards by paying for it because I really, really wanted more than anything to have this card. Or actually, I don't think I paid for this one. I traded for this one. There's been a few cards I've paid for. This particular card is pretty awesome. My 3rd favorite BGMC card, Selling Hot Chocolate. Now, why is this one so special to me? Well, number 1, I just like this card. I think it's a pretty looking card. I love when there's snow in the pictures. You guys know, I've said that already. I love the cards with snow in them, and when it's like winter time, I think they're such cool looking cards. But also because this represents a major fundraiser that our congregation, our youth, our teenagers have done for Speed Delight for years. Very early on in my youth ministry here, we began something called Cafe Commission. Now, Cafe Commission started out as just a table with occasional snacks and drinks on it, but it has developed in the last couple of years into an actual church store where we sell church t-shirts and we sell books, and we also sell like specialty drinks and coffee and things like that. And some of you have been able to get those, and we sell these things almost on a weekly basis now. And so this represents an action that our students have taken to raise money for missions. 100% of the profit that we make from Cafe Commission goes to Speed Delight. And so I love this card because it represents a major ministry and a major fundraiser that we've done, because Cafe Commission actually started by selling hot chocolate. That's where it all started. And so I love the Selling Hot Chocolate card. Now, my top two favorite BGMC cards. My 2nd favorite BGMC card is Content Creator. Now, this is the holo version. There's also a non-holo version. It doesn't matter which version. I like it. Either way, it's still my 2nd favorite card. And the reason for that is because yet another ministry that our young people have done, yet another fundraiser that our teenagers in the youth ministry have done, is creating content through our Trendsetters YouTube. Matter of fact, this video right here is going to be uploaded to an Upper Room Kids YouTube that Miss Maddie has started for the kids ministry. Because the idea is that if we create content, we can sometimes give any proceeds we receive from that content. If people give us money for the content we make, or if we run ads and we're able to get money from those ads, we can give all of that money to Speed Delight or BGMC. And our young people, our teenagers, since early 2022, have been creating content on our Trendsetters YouTube, where we try our best to raise money for Speed Delight. Have we raised very much money in 4 years? No, we really haven't. We never have even been able to run ads. We never got enough followers, and we never got enough views. However, we still make the content because it's fun, also hoping that maybe one day God will bless that and we'll be able to give money to Speed the Light through what we're doing there. But also, I love content creator because I love the idea of creating content. At a young age, I wanted to be a filmmaker. I wanted to create content. I wanted to write books. I wanted to write movies. And I still do a little bit of that today in my work as a youth pastor, just on a smaller scale than in Hollywood. So you get that. But here it is, the reveal, my favorite, my number one favorite, absolute favorite BGMC trading card. And it's the 90s Buddy. As soon as I saw that this one came out on the market, I did everything I could to get this card. I'm not sure. I don't even remember if I pulled this in a pack. I believe I had to trade to get this card. And I actually traded with the national BGMC director to get this card. But the reason 90s Buddy is so special to me is because this is the Buddy barrel I grew up with. Now, you guys know a Buddy barrel that has like smaller eyes. He's a little bit more animated. He's a little skinnier than this Buddy. But this was the Buddy barrel that I knew as a kid. And so I love this card. I also love the design with all the confetti. This is straight 90s. Even when my dad was a youth pastor, he had a wall for a while that had the confetti colors on black in his youth room. And so that general look of this card is so cool, but also it means a lot to me because Buddy Barrel means a lot to me because he's the mascot representing an organization that means a lot to me, and that is BGMC Missions, Boys and Girls Missionary Challenge, kids helping kids by giving money so that people all around the world can hear about Jesus. So there you have it. There are my 10 favorite BGMC trading cards.